Hello friends, welcome back to DINAS Academy. In the next few minutes, we are going to talk about countable nouns and uncountable nouns with many examples. Please do watch the complete video to get the clear understanding of the topic. So, without any further delay, let's get into the topic. Guys, before we understand countable noun and uncountable noun, let's recall what a noun is all about. Noun is the name of a person, place, animal, thing, or an idea. I have explained about the parts of speech and the kinds of noun in my previous videos. Please do watch them. I will leave the link in the description box below. So, what are countable nouns? Countable nouns refer to the names of objects, people, etc. that we can count. These nouns are also called count nouns. These nouns can have singular and plural forms. For example, a book, two books, an apple, six apples, one student, many students, a doctor, several doctors. And as we know, the countable nouns can be used in singular and plural forms, but one thing to be noted, while using the countable nouns in singular, we use the determiners, that is indefinite articles a or an. We use a before a consonants and we use an before a vowels a, e, I, o, u. For example, a car, a mobile. Here we use a because these two words starts with a consonant. And if you take an example of vowels, an apple, an orange, an ice cream. The second one, if you want to ask about the quantity of a countable noun, you ask how many. For example, she has three dogs. I own five houses. The third point, most countable noun take the plural forms by adding s or es or ies. For example, table, tables, mobile, mobiles, dress, dresses. There are some exceptions. We cannot add s or es or ies for all the plurals like leaf, knife, cattle. We will discuss about this in the coming videos when we learn about the noun numbers, that is singular and plural. The fourth point in countable nouns is we do not use a or an, that is indefinite article, before the noun which is more than one, like he has a pen. He has a pen is a wrong usage. So a or an is used in countable nouns but only in singular nouns. So now let's move on to uncountable nouns. What are uncountable nouns? Uncountable nouns are for the things that we cannot count with numbers. They may be the names for abstract ideas, qualities, physical objects. Let's see the examples for uncountable nouns. He filled the bottle with water. The second example, there is some bread apart from the milk. Here in the given sentence, water and milk both are uncountable as we cannot count water and milk. Some more uncountable nouns are sugar, air, rice, knowledge, beauty, anger, fear, love, money, etc. The points to ponder in mind while using uncountable nouns. First one, we do not use indefinite article a or an in front of uncountable nouns. For example, love. We cannot say a love because we cannot count love. Second point, we also do not use s or es or ies in front of uncountable nouns. For example, I drank milk in the morning. I cannot say I drank milks in the morning. Instead of that, we can say I drank two glasses of milk in the morning. The tricky spots in using these nouns are some nouns are countable in other languages but countable in English, like accommodation, advice, baggage, behavior, bread, furniture, and so on. Let's see an example for this. I would like to give you some advice. This looks like a lot of trouble to me. The other peculiar example is hair. Hair is normally uncountable in English, so it is not used in the plural. It can be countable only when referring to individual hairs. Okay, now let's look at the major differences and usage of countable and uncountable nouns. First, let's take the example of countable nouns. Man, pen, book, box. And in uncountable nouns, coffee, salt, love, fear, anger. And in the second point, in countable nouns, we use the plural forms like s or es or ies. And in uncountable nouns, we do not use any plural forms. Countable nouns for singulars, we use indefinite article a or an, whereas in uncountable nouns, we do not use a or an before them, but we can use the measuring units before them like kilograms, ounce, liters, cup, glass. For example, I have 10 kilograms of rice. And in countable nouns, if you want to ask about the quantity of a countable noun, we use how many. For example, I have 10 horses. I have 2 ideas. I have 10 shops. All these examples give an answer for how many. Whereas in uncountable nouns, we use the quantifier how much. For example, I have 1 liter of water, I have 5 liters of oil, I have 10 kgs of sugar. All these examples gives the answer for how much. In countable nouns, we use quantity expressions like a few when we do not know the exact number, but it is specially used for a small number. Like I can say I have a few cars, but I do not know the exact number, but it's a small number. Whereas when it comes to an uncountable nouns, we use a little. For example, there's a little milk in the jar. Okay, let's move on to the another point of countable nouns. We use the quantity expressions like many or a lot of when we're talking about a big number. Big, for example, I have many books in my library or I have a lot of books in my library. Whereas when it comes to uncountable nouns, we use the quantity expressions like much or a lot of. Much is very less common used when compared to a lot of. For example, there is a lot of juice in the bowl. In general, a lot of is used both with the countable and uncountable nouns. Similarly, the word some is also used both with the countable and uncountable nouns. For example, there are some students in the class, and the example for uncountable nouns is there is some sugar left in the jar. That's all in this video. Hope you have understood the concept, and we'll be back soon with another video of noun number. And if you like the content of this channel, please like, share and subscribe to our channel. And thanks for watching.